looks like we are live. We should be live right now, 7 seconds live. Hopefully you guys have your notifications turned on. I'll give YouTube a few seconds to kind of send out the notifications to let everybody know that I did start the live stream just a few minutes early, about like 12 minutes early right now. But I figured we'd get in here. I'm not really sure exactly when Arcade1Up, when the announcement's supposed to happen. They kind of were very vague about it. It doesn't even seem like they really knew when the announcement was supposed to happen. So I guess we'll have to see, but as far as I know, no announcements have happened. Now, we have had some leaked images that have came out throughout the day. I'll put it here just in case. But we have had some leaked images come out throughout the day, and right now, the rumor is, and I'll bring it up, and this has not been confirmed or anything like that, but the rumor is a Miss Pac-Man cabinet, a Street Fighter vs. X-Men cabinet, a Big Buck Hunter cabinet, which we pretty much already knew, and a Marvel pinball cabinet, or not cabinet, but a Marvel pinball machine. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, only because there's a few things. Mainly is the Street Fighter vs. X-Men cabinet. From the images that I can see, it looks like they are including X-Men Children of the Atom on there, which they obviously already included in the Marvel cabinet behind me, so I don't know why they would include that in another cabinet. So that's the only thing that's really like has me iffy about those leaks that came out earlier. You know, I'm not sure that they're gonna release X-Men of Children of the Atom again on another cabinet, on another Street Fighter cabinet, even though it's on the Marvel cabinet, but still release another Street Fighter cabinet with re-release games and some new games. That just seems a little off to me. But let me know if everything's sounding okay. Can you guys actually hear me? I don't know, chat, if you guys can let me know if anybody's in here, if you guys can hear me, what is going on, is everything sounding good, looking good with the audio, the stream, and everything like that. Let me just hop in and see what we got going on here.
Why is it so hard for hardworking people to find a pair of reliable and durable shoes?
Let me just, you may hear an echo. I just want to make sure the volume is good. So hold on 1 second. Let's see what we have. Chat, you guys let me know if you guys can hear me, what is going on. Everything sounding good, looking good with the audio. You can hear me. Is the audio of the stream that we have too loud, or is that low enough to where you can hear me and still hear that in the background? Just want to make sure everything is going good. We did have some technical difficulties yesterday, so trying to avoid that today. So why can't I see the chat here? That's my only thing, is I can't see the chat right here. Let's see. I have to open up a new tab for the chat.
Don't wake them.
Oh, my chat disappeared. Okay, so I'm gonna open up chat over here, just so we can have chat going. But have you guys been watching this whole presentation with IGN? I personally have not. I've just kind of been popping in every now and then, but it just doesn't seem to be that interesting. And from what I've seen, a lot of people saying it's really not that interesting at all. Okay. So hopefully, I'm not even listening, so I don't even know what they're talking about right now, because if I was listening to this, you guys would hear an echo. So once Arcade1Up comes on, I'll kind of mute my mic and then just leave that playing. But until they come on, we're here to hang out. Have you guys seen anything interesting from this presentation for like the last, I think it's almost 2.5 hours now they've been live. I haven't seen anything interesting. All the times that I have popped in, it really hasn't looked good for them.
The PlayStation 5 finally. That would be nice. And don't forget, all summer long, IGN is asking you to give to the World Health Organization and Bail Project charities. The World Health Organization's COVID-19 Response Fund is dedicated to studying, tracking, and combating the coronavirus pandemic. Maybe you've heard of it. The Bail Project is a
do you guys, I mean, obviously we got that leaked image earlier, but do you guys have any other guesses? Think that maybe they'll pull something out of left field, pull a rabbit out of the hat, and surprise us with some other stuff? If those are,
so be sure to check out the
confirmed on what we're going to get, what are you guys thinking that it's going to be?
Or go to donate.ign.com for more information on how and where to give. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, we are exploring
Nocturnal, what is going on? How you doing, man?
Symmetry. This is an action RPG with tense, deliberate combat and punishing
Just waiting for this announcement here, really. I mean, they have, I think it's like 20,000 people in the IGN's live stream on their channel, and I'd say at least half of them are all waiting for Arcade1Up, and I think IGN knows that, and I think that's why they're keeping Arcade1Up as probably what's going to finish out this show. That's what I'm assuming, so I would say Arcade1Up is really carrying IGN right now. Ralph Favela, what's up, man? What is going on? How are you doing? How's your day been? I think we've all been patiently waiting all day for this announcement, and you know, we've seen leaks and stuff throughout the day. Those have not been confirmed, obviously. What is this? Are they talking about Arcade1Up now? No. Okay, they're not. If they mention Arcade1Up, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not actually listening. I don't have the audio playing yet. So if they do mention Arcade1Up, just let me know in the comments so I can mute my mic and make the screen bigger for you guys. EJC, new to the channel, good stuff. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. Well, I guess this is your first live stream with us. I don't do them as much as I used to, but whenever there is some Arcade1Up content to talk about, I do love to do live streams. But I'd like to do some other random live streams as well. But yeah, man, I appreciate you watching and welcome to the channel. What time did they say the announcement's going to take place? Well, they said it was supposed to be around 7 p.m. But then earlier they sent out, Arcade1Up sent out a post saying that it was going to be between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's basically how long this whole IGN presentation is. So it doesn't even sound like Arcade1Up really knows when exactly it's going to be, but it should be coming up sometime between now and 7 p.m. Hopefully sooner than 7. But I would imagine we're going to see it at the very latest 7 p.m.
Let's start with the shells.
Hoping for a Race Wheel Arcade. I've seen a lot of people wanting what is the game? Outrun. Outrun? I think Outrun is the game. Me, I'm more of a Daytona USA. If they make that, I would definitely want to see that and pick that up.
But first, you must learn their names.
But I think if they do make a steering wheel cabinet, I think it's going to be pretty expensive, probably around that $500 price point, like we saw with the Star Wars cabinet. So that's the only downside to it.
Yeah, and you know,
if they got Marvel vs. Capcom just when I was out,
their abilities.
If they got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I'm getting it day one, no question asked. But from what it looks like, like they're probably heading the route of X-Men vs. Street Fighter, which is still a solid title and very similar to Marvel vs. Capcom. But it's just not Marvel vs. Capcom, and I'm not really sure what the issue is or what the holdup is on why they can't do it, because they obviously have a great relationship with Capcom, and pretty much like half of the stuff they released have all been Capcom and Street Fighter related, and they obviously have a decent relationship with Marvel and Disney, because as you can see behind me, they do have the Marvel cabinet. So I would love to see Marvel vs. Capcom. That hasn't been what the leaks have shown it's going to be, but if it is, yeah, day one purchase for sure. Well, day one purchase for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm not sure about 1. I don't know, maybe, but definitely Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with that roster, you got to pick that day one.
Roll certain way, another shell can only
I feel like for sure one of them is Buck Hunter. I mean, from the silhouettes that they dropped yesterday, one of them for sure has to be Buck Hunter. I think everyone in the community can pretty much agree on that it is going to be Buck Hunter. But the other three, we're not really sure. People are saying it's Pac-Man, Marvel for the pinball machine. But again, that's all just speculation. I would love a Tekken cabinet, specifically Tekken 3. That is my favorite Tekken game and one of my favorite fighting games of all time. So definitely would love to see Tekken, but I haven't heard them even mention Tekken any time over the last few years, so I don't know if Tekken's really on their radar, but it's unfortunate because it should be, so we'll see.
Which suits your playstyle the best fairly early on, but you will have to kind of scour that initial area for them.
Gotcha. Now, in
Yeah,
the
so
announcement trailer,
obviously
that
this
was released
IGN
earlier
thing
this
is
year, it
very
looks like
boring.
there's a
What
scene
game
where
is
we
this?
saw the
Mortal
player
Shell.
get
Never
knocked
heard of
out
it.
of a shell.
Looks like some
Is
kind of
that
RPG
something
that they
that
got
can
on
happen
screen.
during combat?
Yeah, doesn't look interesting
Yeah,
at all.
that's what happens when your HP reaches 0. You get knocked out of
You
your
don't know
shell,
how
you're
they
put
would
into
do a
this more
cabinet without
vulnerable
Marvel vs.
state.
Capcom 2.
It can kind
Honestly,
of have tactical advantages, but
because
the big disadvantage is that you only have 1
it
HP.
sounds like they're
when you're in that
milking
state.
the,
So you have to be
the
super
Capcom
careful.
fighting games. And what I
yeah,
mean
you
by
can
that
get
is,
back into the
obviously,
shell,
we
a
have
limited number of
initially the
times.
Street Fighter cabinet.
But,
And then they've
but
released
yeah, you've
several
gotta,
other versions of
really
Street Fighter
manage your
cabinets, and then
HP,
they're
manage your
supposed to be
stamina,
releasing an updated version of this Street Fighter
kind of
cabinet with
explore all the
Wi-Fi, I
tactics there.
believe.
But if you're really hardcore, you
and they
can
have
actually even
a cocktail cabinet, I
like
believe, of
play
Street
through
Fighter.
the game without any shells at all.
Yeah,
like if you
and
really
then you
want
have
challenge.
obviously the Marvel
that's
stuff
always
as
an
well.
option.
But it just sounds like,
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a
obviously
secret
they're
pod
doing well, they're
that,
selling well with
we
the
hope
Street Fighter,
one of
and,
those,
and I love Street Fighter. I
players
love the
really
Marvel vs.
want the
Capcom
challenge,
series and all
fine.
that. Some of my favorite
Were you
games of all time.
like sort of
But
officially within the game's
I don't know. It's kind of
renounced
hard
it,
for me
bonding with all
personally,
the shells. It even changes
mainly
your
because of
skin
the
and
limited
kind of
amount of
like,
space that I have.
It's
But
on now. You're gonna leave on the age, baby.
for me to buy so many similar
These types of
fighting
games-
cabinets,
These types of games definitely
Street Fighter,
have those hardcore
Marvel superheroes,
players that are
Marvel vs.
looking for a
Capcom.
challenge. So that'll
So
really be fun
I don't know, but
watching
I mean,
people, try to do like a
we'll have to
no-shell
wait and see.
playthrough.
But definitely, it would
Sure,
be
yeah.
disappointing if they make a Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet and don't do
So you're
Marvel
being
vs.
upfront
Capcom
that
2.
this is a
We'll
Souls-like
have to
game.
see. But
What
Bozo,
made
the
you
toy
decide,
room,
to
is
make
back.
this
2
kind of
live
game?
streams, 2 days in a row.
I mean,
Arcade
I
1-Up
guess for us,
content.
it was never even
Very,
a
very
question what type of
exciting
game we
times.
do,
We,
'cause
like I said
we're all fans of
yesterday,
these games.
we haven't
We
really
enjoy
had any
playing
Arcade
them.
1-Up content
We
in
love the
basically
meaning
like 6
and
months. The beginning of the
philosophy that
year
they have
is when we
inside.
had some Arcade 1-Up content, so it's
we
great
just
to
wanted
get
do
back
something
into
that
it.
we would play ourselves,
Land Before
and
Time,
hopefully other people
Dinosaurs
will enjoy
Arcade
too.
3D. That's
I
a
mean,
that's
the
a
first
niche
time
one
I
there.
went over to
I want a
Vitaly's
Leisure
house,
Suit Larry
he had
cabinet,
this
and
LED
you would
screen
love
on
Miss
his fridge
Pac-Man.
that
Well,
was
you see I have on my
going there,
Pac-Man
which is
shirt.
rotating.
The rumor is they may be
Armor
revealing
sets.
Miss Pac-Man. We'll have to
Rotating
wait and
armor
see.
sets
If
from
they
Dark
do,
Souls
for
3.
me,
Like it was pictures of his pets or
I'm
his
not
kids
really
or
that
something,
hype
you know,
about it,
and
mainly
then
because
right after
again we
that,
already
had a
have
2.5-hour
several different
conversation
versions of a
about,
Pac-Man cabinet with
debating the
all
merits
the other
of
Pac-Man
nihilism.
games, pretty much besides Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, very, very true. I had to-
So
I had
for
a
me,
phase- I
it's
had a
not
phase
that,
like and I guess,
exciting
like,
or
the
mind-blowing
first
for
experience
another
of playing
Pac-Man
that,
cabinet.
Dark
Although
Souls game was
I think
really,
the design
in
of
a
the
way, like a
cabinet is
life-changing
cool,
for me,
and
not just
obviously
because, like, you know,
that
those are
blue,
fun
that
games, but
light
really
blue
the-
teal color scheme on it
sense of,
would stick out from
like the
most of the other
overcoming sort of your
Arcade 1-Up
internal
cabinets. So,
struggle, the journey that you
you
go
know,
through, and how sort of, like,
anybody who
character
does want
strengthening those
the Miss
experiences
Pac-Man
are.
cabinet,
So
I
in a
will
way,
be
what
happy
really
for you
happened
guys,
for
but just
us
for me,
also
it's
as
not
a
something
studio,
that's
we
on my
really
radar.
bonded also,
Maybe that
over
Street
this
Fighter Live
shared
Machine.
passion,
That
and we
was a
became real
rumor.
life
A lot of
friends
people
as
are
well.
saying that they're planning
And,
to
you know, everybody
reveal
finds something
the
their own on
updated
those
Street
kind of
Fighter
games, and
cabinet
now, you know, it's
with
a genre
the
that is
Wi-Fi
here to stay,
enabled,
we
and I
thought
think
we had
some
something,
upgraded buttons
to say
and
in
audio
this
and all
realm
of
as
that,
well, and,
which would
really
be
think
cool.
this is
But
those kind of genres just
I
more than
don't
just a
honestly
game that
play
really
this one as
good
much
for
as I
you.
should, enough to want to go
So which of
and,
the
and
Souls
buy
games were
an
the biggest
upgraded one.
inspiration
And
for you?
you know, this one's fine. There's nothing wrong with this one.
I would say it's probably
and if I want to play
different
Street
version
Fighter
everywhere
Online,
else.
specifically
Like we
Street
have
Fighter
a
2, I
broad
have so many
selection
other
of
ways of doing it. One specifically
games to
being
like
the
in Souls
Street
like
Fighter
genre,
30th
but,
Anniversary
like for me
Collection,
personally,
which I have for the Switch,
I
but it was
really
on
love
Xbox
the really
and
old one called
PlayStation
Blade
as
of
well.
Darkness. It's maybe like
So
20 years
I don't
old
know,
or
and
more.
we'd have to see price
But,
point and all
it
that
looks
as well.
like
So
the game you start with when you first try Souls. Like,
video,
is your
audio,
favorite,
kind of
more
loud.
like
So
the
should I
people,
turn
at least among us.
the
So,
stream
yeah.
It's like
down
the
from
Souls
IGN?
before
Do you guys want me
Souls,
to do that?
right?
Sure.
Yeah, like before the term was even coined, right?
let me
Like
turn
the
it down.
first original Souls, like, and I think, you know, for some of us, I think Dimitri.
Is that better for you guys?
You said what other games you said, like even before the Dark Souls.
Let me hop in and see if it's any better. Hold on one second.
Fantasy art style games, different melee combat games like
Just pull it up on my phone here.
And it was even Golden Axe and Quake 1. It's not
Let me
melee
hop in
combat,
and see
but
if Yeah, I think that sounds good. Okay, cool. So yeah, let me know if there's any other tweaks I need to do with the audio or anything like that. So let's see. I do want Miss Pac-Man. Not sure about the Big Buck Hunter. Honestly, I don't think the Big Buck Hunter hunter is all that exciting. For me personally, I never played that game. I'm not really into deer hunting games. However, it is good news for anybody who does want other light gun cabinets in the future, because obviously this is going to open up just some other doors for other light gun cabinets as well, especially if this one sells well, or if just the technology and you know, whatever they put into it actually ends out working out really good. So while it's not that exciting for particularly this game, maybe down the line for future titles, you know, it's going to open up some doors, so that would be cool.
bring something new to the table.
Man, IGN hasn't really been talking about anything interesting. I'm not even sure what these titles are that they've even been talking about. It seems like a bunch of indie titles and just some other random stuff. I haven't really seen any interesting reveals from this yet. So, excuse me. So I'm not really sure. But if you guys just hopped in the stream, welcome. We're here to talk about Arcade1Up, here to speculate some more, waiting for this announcement that we've all been waiting for a while now, but more specifically all day. We've all been waiting for this, and we're just here to hang out, have fun, talk amongst each other in the chat, talk with me here. I love talking with you guys as well. So if you are new here, welcome. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and if you could, please guys, share this video, give this video a thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. But let's see what we got going on in the chat. I wish House of Dead series, Terminator Judgment Day, and Mad Dog McCree. Is the Mad Dog one, is that the one that was in the Back to the Future movies? Because if it is, I probably would consider picking it up just to have it as like a prop from Back to the Future, because you guys know I'm such some of you may know I'm a big Back to the Future fan. I have so many different Back to the Future stuff in my collection, so it would be really cool to see that, if that is the game that I'm thinking of, but I could be wrong on that. Would love to see WrestleFest, but I don't think they can get the license for it. Yeah, I was saying yesterday in my live stream, I think WWE has so many issues with their current games that they have on current gen consoles, with 2K and everything doing them. I think they have to fix that, their main moneymaker, before they actually even think about like lending their license out. I mean, granted, it is an older game. There's no issues that they're gonna have with it, but I just think they need to fix their main game first before they worry about anything else. Yeah, it's a good old Western cab. Okay, so that is the cabinet from Back to the Future. So I would consider picking it up. I wouldn't pick it up full price because it's not something that I'm necessarily going to play all the time. It's more of just something cool to have, is kind of like not necessarily a one-to-one prop replica from the movie, but it'd be pretty cool versus going out and trying to get a full-size cabinet of that for however much, thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars even. So I mean, that would be pretty cool. I would love to see that for sure.
Everything is keyframed, and we're trying to really focus and put like
that is a rumor, is the Back to the Future pinball, and I'm not big on the virtual pinball stuff. I would rather have just obviously a legit pinball machine, but the virtual pinball machine, if they did make a Back to the Future one, for sure gotta get that one. And listen guys, if you guys are new here, after this stream, check out my room tour. I posted it maybe a few days ago, maybe a week ago at this point. I don't have any space left in this room. I mean, I do if I move things around or whatever, but I'm running out of space in this room. And if they're gonna drop Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and a Back to the Future pinball cabinet, listen, the bed's got to come out of here. I don't know. I'll sleep on the floor. I don't know, but it's getting crazy, man. I'm waiting for Arcade1Up to swerve and the cabs be nothing we're all talking about. Honestly, I think that may be a possibility. I feel like with that image they released yesterday, they kind of threw it out there to kind of throw us all off. And then with that leaked image today, maybe that was even purposely leaked to kind of throw us all off, and then they just drop some bombs, because what they've been saying, they've been hyping this up all day, all week, and what they have been saying is that this is going to blow our minds. It's going to be one of the biggest announcements in arcade history. So with the leaks that we've seen so far, with a Miss Pac-Man, Big Buck Hunter, Marvel Pinball, and what was the other one, the X-Men vs. Street Fighter, those 4 titles are cool, but they're not mind-blowing. They're not to the hype that Arcade1Up has been, making. So, it would be nice for them to throw a curveball, because as of right now, nothing we've seen is mind-blowing. So I'm hoping they come out of left field, pull a rabbit out of the hat. That will be really, really cool.
I just want to say that the structure, like the way we build it, is.
At this point, I don't care what pinball game it was. LOL. I can see mods for that game being amazing. They still talking. Oh my gosh. Well, when they do mention Arcade1Up, please let me know, because like I mentioned earlier, I don't have the audio playing. Obviously, once I see Arcade1Up on the screen, I will mute my mic and we'll all watch it together. And then once it is over, I'll turn my mic and my camera back on, and then we'll talk about the announcements.
we try to make it look like every time we recite.
Would love to see a WWF, WWE cabinet. Yeah, that's what we were saying just a few minutes ago. That would be really cool, but I don't think they're gonna do it. More so on WWE's behalf, because they got so many issues going on with their main line of games on current gen consoles. I think they need to fix that issue before they start even thinking about sending their licenses out for anything else.
Through kind of similar metamorphosis through playing similar titles that we felt like, you know, they were really meaningful to us personally.
So if we got 40 people in here. I think this might 42 now. This might be my biggest stream so far. So that's really exciting. Thank you guys for hopping in. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video as well. It'll help the stream get sent out to other people, and we can have a bigger community in here. So that would be really exciting. I love hanging out with you guys. Love talking with you guys. All things, you know, Arcade1Up, video games, toys, retro stuff, all that. You guys know I love all that stuff. So I know you guys love it too. So what do we got going on? So we've been live for about 20 minutes, and we have 12 minutes left till 7 o'clock. So this announcement should be coming up, you know, fairly soon. So it's very exciting, but also part of me feels like maybe they're gonna throw us a curveball, and it's gonna be stuff that we haven't even been guessing, and it's just gonna blow our minds. But the other half of me is like, maybe what we've seen with the leaks that we've seen, maybe that is actually what it is, and it is going to be disappointing. And I don't really know. It could go either way, and it's very exciting. And, you know, like Nocturnal says, he's hyped, I'm hyped. I know all of you are hyped, but also the hype has been dying down throughout the day because we've had to sit through this horrible presentation, and it's not even fair for me to call it horrible because I honestly haven't been watching it like that, but from the times that I've popped in, it hasn't been that interesting. So it doesn't look like there's any major developers here or major companies other than, you know, obviously Arcade1Up. You're just waiting for your NBA Jam to be shipped out from GameStop online. I really want the NBA Jam cabinet, but I am going to hold off on it. Like I mentioned, I have no room in here. Obviously, I am unemployed at the moment, so, you know, I mean, I have money to get it, but it wouldn't be smart for me to spend my money on it. But I am excited for it. I do definitely want to pick it up somewhere down the line at some point. But for me, NBA Jam is more fun if I'm playing with others versus playing with myself. And I know it has the Wi-Fi capability, but I mean, you know, live, playing with people next to me, you know, couch co-op as they would call it. To me, that's going to be the most fun. And, you know, in this game room, I don't really have the space for it. But when I move out, hopefully at the end of the year, and have my own dedicated game room, then I will probably want to get it and have friends over, have game nights and stuff like that. It should be shipping out any day now, because I think the release day was supposed to be today, or if not tomorrow for it. So it should be getting shipped out. There may be some delays because of you know, the pandemic and everything going on in the world, but I think you guys will be getting your notifications hopefully, if not today or tomorrow. I mean, if you would have got it today if it was going to be today, but if you don't get it tomorrow, hopefully you'll get it by the weekend. Oh man. Between yesterday's live stream and today's live stream, I'm gonna end up losing my voice from all the talking. I'm catching up with you in my man cave. Hey man, that is awesome. What do you have in your man cave? Is it just arcades? Do you have consoles as well? I would love to know what your man cave looks like. Someone has a leaked image. Yeah, I have that image. I could put it on the screen for you guys, I believe. Let's just see what they're talking about here. I'm gonna turn the volume up real quick. Hold on one second.
And for even more Summer of Gaming goodness, I love me some gaming goodness. Download
you may hear an echo, so just bear with me.
Hashtag IGN Summer of Gaming, where you can watch along with live events and submit your own Summer of Gaming moments, reactions, and plays. Plus, donate, TikTok, watch, get your Summer of Gaming on however you want to. We asked you to do so many things, and I hope you're not too tired, but just try and do some of them. We recommend drawing the blinds first and just having a great week.
There it is. And that is all for IGN Expo #1, folks. Thank you for donating.
Oh,
thank you for watching. We're going to end on one more surprise.
Oh, Arcade1Up. Here we go.
World premiere trailer for a game you didn't even know you wanted yet.
A game?
Enjoy.
What is this? Hold on one second, guys. What is this? This isn't Arcade1Up. What the heck is this? Okay, I'm gonna mute this. What the heck? So they said this is it. This is the last thing. But there's no Arcade1Up. So now I'm confused. Are you guys confused? Because I don't know what the heck is going on here. Well, that's odd. As I was, what was I saying? The leaked images. I have the leaked images here on my phone. I could probably put it on the screen for you guys, but I have everything set up perfect. I don't want to click something and screw the whole layout up, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But if you guys can see, let me just wait for the stream to catch up here. But if you guys can see, that is what it looks like. The leaked images. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but there you go. Again, these are not confirmed or anything like that. Let me tap the screen, turn the brightness up. Hold on 1 second. There we go. So that is the leaked images, but again, they have not been confirmed or anything like that, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm very confused by the trailer going on here, because they said they're ending it, that this is it, but I don't see any Arcade1Up stuff, so this is going to be very, very confusing. Oh, says Arcade1Up is next. Okay, I didn't have the audio on, so I wouldn't know. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to turn my mic off, and I'm going to turn the volume up, and let's see what happens. So I'll see you guys after the reveal. So stay tuned for the stream, so let me do that right now. Hold on.
Brought to you by Fuser, who'll be partying with us all summer long.
Everybody loves watching a speedrun of their favorite game. But what if you got the opportunity to peek into the minds of the developers while they watch their games getting completely wrecked? That's exactly what happens in every episode of Game Devs React to speedruns.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh my god!
We invite you to ride along with the developers as they react to, question, and enjoy some of the most skilled players exploiting and speeding through a game it took years of their life to create. Join us every Saturday for a new episode.
If you're not following IGN on social media, what are you waiting for? We're constantly updating our feeds to bring you the latest news, gameplay, custom original content, the best user-generated videos and art, memes, and a whole lot more. Be part of the conversation throughout the year. Follow IGN on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
News, Games, and More is IGN's live news show every day of the week that covers all the day's news about games, movies, comics, and of course more. This is our daily live show that takes a rotating cast of IGN talent, going over all the latest news of the day while taking live questions and comments from chat. We're live every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us on mixer.com/IGN, youtube.com/IGN, and twitch.tv/IGN. See you there.
Hey everyone, welcome to News, Games, and More, the show where we break down the biggest headlines of the day. Lots to digest today. A special exclusive trailer, the day's biggest reveals from IGN Expo. Plus, we've got an exclusive one-on-one interview with David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake. Before we get started, a couple of things. First, all summer of gaming long, IGN is asking you to donate to the Bail Project and the World Health Organization by clicking on the links in the description in your video player, or by heading to donations.ign.com. The Bail Project is a nonprofit that pays bail for people in need, reuniting families, and restoring the presumption of innocence in support of Black Lives Matter. The COVID-19 Response Fund is dedicated to studying, tracking, and combating the coronavirus pandemic. By donating, you'll have a chance to win codes for games like Resident Evil 3 and swag from companies like Bethesda. Anyone who gives more than $50 will also have a shot at winning a Summer of Gaming custom Xbox One X. Very cool. Up at the top of the screen, you can see our donation ticker. We would love to see that get to $6,500, $6,500 by the end of the show. I hope you can pitch in. We've already generated $5,480 in donations for those two great charities. And shout out to user Babat for being our top donor, $400. Amazing. You can also download the TikTok app, follow IGN, and search IGN Summer of Gaming hashtag for even more bonus gameplay clips, news, exclusives, and originals. Or leave us a Yap a video comment in the comments section of this video on IGN.com, and your Yap may wind up on tomorrow's show. But most exciting of all, we're going to kick the show off today with a special trailer from Arcade1Up. Let's take a look at their latest retro arcade cabinets and pinball machine.
Here comes a new challenger.
The buck. Don't shoot the does.
Is there more?
What's up, everybody? I'm David Hatfield, my good friend Sam Claiborne from GameScoop.
Is there more? What are they doing? Hold on one sec. Oh, hold on. There's more.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
What's up, guys? Thanks, Damon. Thanks for having me.
So I believe Arcade1Up, you guys make arcade machines for people to have in their homes. Lots of really cool stuff, and I think
There's a
you
little
are
one right back there. I can see it.
There it is. That's the NBA Jam back there. So I think you guys are announcing some new arcade cabinets very soon. Is that right? Or actually, right now?
We are very privileged and happy to announce several new arcade games. One of the first that we're going to be announcing is Miss Pac-Man. And
a very good video game.
Yeah.
One of the absolute greatest video games ever created.
So this has a little teaser for it, and in that it said there was a commenter saying, "I don't think they'd ever put this out." That's because there's this is not a difficult. This is a difficult game to put out, right?
I gotta tell you something. We're so lucky. We have a phenomenal partnership with Bandai, and this has kind of been on our radar and our wants for the last couple of years. It's been in discussions, and we're really proud to bring it out. It's one of my personal favorites, and I'll tell you something. It's a hard game to play, boy. It really is. We like to say it's easy to play, hard to master, right?
Sure. An amazing game.
It's hard to master when it's going really fast.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If you're able to control the speed of the game.
So we will have some settings that we'll be able to alter, and we'll have actually some exciting things that we're not going to talk about right now, but that will be in kind of the hidden gems of the game as it comes out. It's going to be a beautiful thing. We've got several different styles that'll be out there. We started showing them a little bit. It'll have a light up marquee. It'll have our standard riser. What's exciting for us is this is the very first time that this is being offered as a home arcade machine outside when it was first originally released, several years ago, almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, I have an original stand-up and a cocktail, and the stand-up is really big, and it's really pink and really blue, and it's the best-looking arcade machine for a room. I think it's really cool looking on its own, and I think just having it in the corner of your room is so eye-catching. I think it looks like, from what I just saw, you guys just nailed that cabinet look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what? I totally agree with you. Like, these pieces, I mean, they're awesome to play. They bring you back to that moment in time and all that stuff. But they're they are pieces of art. It's like you're mentioning this one that's behind me here. I mean, I have more people coming in here and be like, I don't know what that is, but it's just cool. Like, what is that? Is that a real arcade machine? And so nice pieces of art that are actually functional furniture that work.
It looks like there's a few other games in the same package too.
Mm-hmm.
There are on Miss Pac-Man. There are 4 different games, and that'll be included with that is Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Rally X. Losing the fourth one right now.
But other classic arcade games you can play with a joystick, basically, because that's what Miss Pac-Man has. Joystick.
Yeah, correct. And what's very unique about Arcade1Up, amongst other things, is that our machines are very true to the original. So we don't use a generic control panel. We use a very specific control panel that works for those games that were identified to go into that machine. And it's not a one-size-fits-all sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a true arcade experience at your house.
Are you announcing a release date for Miss Pac-Man today?
Yeah, so Miss Pac-Man, obviously making an official announcement right now. It will be out for fall of this year in stores by October, November timeframe. And we're going to start, us and retailers will start some pre-orders, and those announcements will be made over the coming months. Best thing to do on that is if you guys are anybody interested, go check out www.arcade1up.com. And at that site, you can find all the information in terms of when we're releasing. There's a lot of notify me buttons, some really exciting stuff.
Miss Pac-Man was the number 1 selling arcade game of all time in its day. And it's really cool that we'll have to track those numbers, Damon. We'll keep on seeing it stays on top.
I know, yeah. Going to add some numbers to that.
Were either one of you guys good playing at Miss Pac-Man?
Yeah, I like Miss Pac-Man.
Sam's probably really good.
Yeah, we had a work competition. I brought in a machine a while ago, and everybody played it for a couple weeks. And our friend Jared Petty won that competition. He had about 240,000, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I can't. If I break 200, it's a really good day. But I have a little book called "How to Beat Miss Pac-Man" from 1982, which really helps.
You really you got all the cheat books? I love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, the patterns don't work in Miss Pac, though.
Okay.
It's hard.
Okay.
Hey, Sam, I think it might be the player. My patterns are working in Miss Pac-Man.
Good. It's good to hear.
We do need to move on so we can cover the other games that you're announcing. You have a new fighting game. You guys have X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, come on, this is amazing, right? You're taking two of the greatest of all time behemoths in the industry between Marvel and Capcom, putting them together to release X-Men versus Street Fighter, and this is just an awesome machine. And actually, in this one as well, you can see it right there. We have some different representations of what it'll look like, kind of matching graphics that go below it, that whole comic book series appeal, and light up marquee that will come with it. And actually, there'll be some really exciting stuff that we can't talk about right now, but that will be in that machine that are going to blow a lot of people away. Another hidden gem.
Nice. Well, speaking of gems, I saw some other games in there. War of the Gems is in there. That's a brawler. That's really cool. But this game is famous for these giant, just gorgeous sprites. It's just the prettiest pixel art, I think, of all time. And I think I've seen these cabinets, and they do a good job of showing you, what this game should look like.
Thank you. It's funny. I was actually on the phone the other night with our office in Hong Kong. We've got, certainly several machines throughout the office, and we're doing a Zoom call like this. And in the far back, I keep seeing this one machine like lighting up. And I knew it was something having to do with Marvel, but I couldn't see what it was. And they flipped it around because it was kind of on its side to show what it was. And literally, I mean, you could just see the graphics kind of popping through the Zoom. It was pretty wild looking. It's an amazing part. It's a beautiful piece of art, really.
This game doesn't have a cabinet, right? It's just a board set and a conversion kit. So how did you guys decide like what its cabinet should look like? Whereas like Miss Pac-Man, we just talked about, it's a work of art that was made, and we all can recognize it.
Yeah, truthfully, to be speaking, we have some really great gamers on our team, right? And some people who are true hardcore, I call them hardcore fans, right? Who are really in and out. And I can't speak to the Capcom side of it because to be truthful about it, it wasn't really my jam on my game. I'm 51 years old. I'm like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga. But I can tell you that they spent a great deal of time talking amongst themselves why the artwork had to represent the way it did. And I know it was a lot of conversion between themselves and the licensor. And again, it was getting Marvel on track, kind of Capcom / Street Fighter team working with them. And it was really a collaborative effort.
Okay, and so the third game that you're showing off for us today is going to be Big Buck Hunter, the light gun game.
Boom, right? First shooting game that we're introducing right now. Big Buck Hunter Pro Series, just awesome, right? If you were in a bar anytime in your life, this was your game. Right?
Yeah, it's there.
And this opens up kind of the genre of shooting for us. And again, kind of, to speak to what we were talking about before, this is not one of those things where, you just plug in a gun to an existing cabinet that's got some controllers. It's completely designated. It's got guns in there the right way. Everything ties in perfectly to the way you remember playing the game, including the deer kind of going over. And it's a beautiful piece of equipment also. They all are. They're like looking at classic cars or motorcycles or anything else. I mean, they're really cool.
Exactly. I know you were saying Miss Pac-Man's going to be ready for this fall. What about X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Big Buck Hunter? Same time period?
Yeah, actually, all of these, again, through our partnerships with some terrific partners. Big Buck is Playing Mechanics, and obviously we talked about Capcom and Disney and Namco. All of our partners have worked really hard with us and collaboratively with us to make sure that we could have product out for third, fourth quarter this year. We've been asked by a lot of consumers, retailers, to make sure that we can be there on time, and so I can't say enough how excited we are that our partners were able to participate and make that happen, because without them we wouldn't have been able to.
Well, these are all really exciting cabinets.
Yeah, I don't know if you can answer this. I don't know if you can answer this, but if you can, I'd be really interested. How the heck did you get a light gun working without a big CRT monitor?
If I could tell you, they'd probably kill me because I'm not allowed to. But I don't even have the technical experience to tell you how.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I got to tell you something. Like we all know our skill sets and we all kind of know what our roles are in the business. And I've realized a long time ago that my skill set is certainly not in the mechanical side, the engineering side, the technical side. So they kind of leave me out of it. In fact, I was the example. They said if Scott Backrack could figure out how to build this and put it together, anybody across the United States could do it. And so that's about it.
And Scott, I believe you're also announcing a new pinball machine today. Is that right?
We certainly are. In fact, I'm going to tell you that we are closing the gap between real pinball machines that I see behind Sam and our three-quarter scale digital pinball machine. This is the Marvel series. We partnered with Zen Studios, one of the greatest in libraries of digital pinball games, and this too will be coming out for third quarter this year. It's an amazing piece. So this one has haptic feedback, and it also has what we call nudge detection. So you're literally, as you're playing there, you literally feel like you're playing a real mechanical pinball machine. It's pretty amazing. You close your eyes, and like I said, you're gonna feel like you're playing like the machine that Sam has behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So by that you mean that you're feeling like when you hit the flipper buttons, just to make it clear to the audience, that you're actually feeling like the shaking of the machine, that by each flip or by each time the ball hits a pop bumper or something like that, you feel that in the cabinet.
Correct. So what they are is they're solenoids, and so the solenoids actually give you a feedback into your fingers like this. So yes, as the ball in theory would normally hit, you would get all that same kind of feel in that gameplay. There's actually even a tilt feature that comes into this machine. It's dope.
So our audience might have played these games before on their PlayStations and Xboxes. Marvel Pinball was, released several years ago by Zen Studios, and they're a really good collection of Marvel tables. So, do you know offhand like how many different tables are in this machine?
This will have 10 different games in it.
Wow!
And to your point, yeah, it's pretty robust. And what's really cool is, like you said, like a lot of people have played these games and they've loved them, but they play them on a console. Right. And so this is the first time at your house that you're actually able to play them in a true quote unquote pinball arcade experience, and all for their rough and tough $600 retail.
So it looks like there's two screens, right? Because there's the main playfield screen, and then there's the little dot matrix display behind it. That's a whole separate screen, right?
Correct. It is. Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah. This is we like to say, this is the Ferrari that's put into a Camaro price.
That's very cool. Scott, all of these things are right up Sam and I's alley. We're big arcade games, big classic gaming fans. So we're definitely getting excited about all these announcements. Thank you so much for joining us today and showing off your new stuff.
Yeah, man, you're a rock star. Thanks so much for having us. Appreciate it.
Okay, you guys, so let's talk about it. But before we talk about it, I do want to pull it up on the screen for you guys. So just give me 1 second and we can do this. Okay. So, unfortunately, I'm not directly capturing my screen because OBS doesn't work with me like that here, so I can't actually move around on the screen. But if you guys go to Arcade1Up's website, you can take a look at this closer for yourself. But let's take a look at these cabinets first, and then I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on them. So first one we have is X-Men versus Street Fighter. That's going to come with X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Moving on to Miss Pac-Man. Let me, well, you know what? We'll do this one by one because I have to keep changing stuff. So, the X-Men cabinet is definitely my favorite cabinet out of all of them. It looks really cool, but again, this is my taste. This is what I'm into. But I do have some issues with it. Mainly, why they put X-Men Children of the Atom on there when X-Men Children of the Atom is already on the Marvel cabinet. That just seems like a wasted opportunity to me. I'm not sure why they like to re-release games like that. That just sucks, because if I'm gonna pick up that cabinet and then I have X-Men Children of the Atom on this cabinet as well, it just seems like a wasted space for me. So that is a little disappointing. I do like that we do see Marvel vs. Capcom on there. However, it's not Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which again seems like another missed opportunity. I don't know why they're doing that, and that just tells me maybe somewhere down the line, later in the year or next year, they're going to announce a separate Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet, because they obviously don't have any licensing issues with that, since they are working with Marvel and Capcom directly. So That is very disappointing. It is interesting to see the other X-Men game on there, which is a side-scrolling beat 'em up, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. I've never actually played it myself. However, it looks cool. It's a different variety. And then, of course, you have X-Men versus Street Fighter, which I think we're all pretty much familiar with. Now, I'm just looking on their website. I don't see a price point for any of these, but my assumption is it's probably going to be $300, but maybe it will be a little more because there is an extra game on there. It does come with the riser, so maybe it will be a little over maybe 400 for this one, I think is what we're seeing. So now that we got that one out of the way, let's move on to Miss Pac-Man, and I'll get that up on the screen for you guys. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, so we have Miss Pac-Man on the screen. Now, me personally, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not that excited about this one. And if we take a look at the games list, we have Miss Pac-Man, we have Galaxian, which we've had already, Pac-Mania, which I believe we've had already, and Pac-Man Plus, which I believe we had already. So really the only new game here is Miss Pac-Man, with a bunch of recycled games from some of the other cabinets that we've had already. Very disappointing there. I do like the design on this one, and I think it is cool that it is a bit more unique than some of the other ones, but I don't know, I'm not that excited for this one. Again, recycled games, and Miss Pac-Man is similar enough to everything that we have on the Pac-Man cabinet, at least in my opinion, that it's not that big of a deal for me. So that seems like another wasted opportunity in my opinion. Moving right along, and then I'll get into some of the comments in chat and see what you guys are saying. We're going to move on to the Big Buck Hunter. And I'll just get that on screen for you guys. Alright, so here is the Big Buck Hunter. I cannot talk today. And that comes with Big Buck World, Big Buck Hunter, what does that say? I can't even see what that says. Something season, open season, and Big Buck Outback. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm not into the Big Buck Hunter series. If you are into this series, you know, then that's great for you. There is some games on here, you know, 3 different Big Buck Hunter type of games on here. So, you know, for anyone who is interested in that, you know, that is good to see, and it looks really nice. I do like it. Looks like there's one giant speaker in the center, which is interesting. So it looks really cool. Hopefully this opens up more doors down the line for other light gun cabinets. You know, it's unique, it's cool. It's not my cup of tea, but I do enjoy seeing it. So that one is interesting. It's always good to see just something new. And then moving on to the last one here, which I'll pull up on the screen again for you guys. Let me just do that really quickly. And that is the Marvel Pinball. Now, unfortunately, this is not the Back to the Future pinball, which is disappointing. But I will say, out of all the pinballs we've seen so far with, what was it, the Attack on Mars and the Star Wars one, and then this one, I do really like this one. And so much so that I would consider picking it up. But I just don't know. But I do think the design on it is cool. I really love all the different artwork on there. The games on there look to be really, really cool. So I'm on the fence about this one. It is really nice, so I do love the design and everything like that. Again, we don't really know how these all are going to play. Well, the pinball machine, we don't really know how they're going to play and perform. We'll have to see that down the line. But so far, you know, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this specific pinball machine. So I'm going to put my favorite one back on the screen just because I love it. So we're going to put that right there. And now let me get into the chat. Let me get rid of some of these tabs here. All right, let's get into the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying here because I did not have chat pulled up. So let's see. Still waiting. Yeah, so still waiting for the big announcement. Honestly, I think they overhyped this one just a little bit too much. I don't know. This wasn't mind-blowing announcements. You know, it's great to see X-Men versus Street Fighter, but because we've had, you know, Street Fighter and we've had the Marvel Superheroes cabinet and all of that, it's not necessarily mind-blowing or shocking at this point. I am happy about it. It is my favorite one, but it's just okay. So, get off my lawn gaming. Mark, you're saying that is a Super Nintendo ROM of that X-Men game, which is also disappointing. So that does suck. So we got one reused game and one Super Nintendo ROM. This is definitely overhyped, Ghostface. Why Children of the Atom? Yeah, I do not understand why they put Children of the Atom on here. Just the recycling games, definitely I am not a fan of. The website does have official pictures on it. I mean, I believe it does while I'm checking it now. Gonna mod that one for sure. House of the Dead mod. Yeah, definitely this is gonna open up doors for modding, and you can put whatever light gun games you want on there. So that is gonna be interesting to see what the modders do with the Big Bug Hunter cabinet, and I predict that it will sell well just specifically for that modding reason. So we are here. We are at the end, and this does suck. I mean, it doesn't suck, but they just set the expectation levels so high that it really didn't meet expectation levels. Now, these aren't bad cabinets, but we are seeing, again, recycled games, Super Nintendo ROMs. Yeah, just, I don't know. I mean, I'm not disappointed, but I guess I'm a little disappointed, but I don't really know what I am. Like, I'm not angry. It is what it is. I might pick up that X-Men versus Street Fighter one just because it looks so good. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the riser graphics, but the actual cabinet itself just looks really, really good. So I think I might be picking that one up somewhere down the line. And like I said, I think it'll be around the $400 price point because it has the riser and an additional game on there. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make a separate video talking about this. If you guys want me to, let me know. Like, just a legit video, not a live stream or anything like that. But I think we pretty much covered everything we needed to cover here in this live stream. So, we are here. This is a little disappointing. But are you guys picking up anything? If you guys plan on picking up the X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the Big Bug Hunter, let me know in the comments, in the chat, if you guys plan to pick up any of these. If you guys are new here, please make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell, have the videos, thumbs up, share the video, whatever you can do to help support me. I would really, really appreciate it. And I think we're probably going to get out of here. There's not much left to say about it. I mean, just disappointing, but still really cool to see. So I appreciate each and every one of you that came through, whether you're just joining now or you've been here the whole time or you joined in sometime in the middle. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was fun. I hope to do this again. I'll be going back and watching this afterwards, seeing any additional comments that are left if you are watching this after the fact. And that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link's in the description down below. And I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So as always, guys, stay tuned for more. And I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. I'm not really sure where I'll see you guys. And I'm just stalling so I can end the stream. And here we go. I'll see you guys.